inviting me to talk to you about Vela Water, the Vela World's product, and I use it in my medical clinic. We have a clinic that is, we address our patients from the foundational, integrative, or you can use holistic approach. We're medical doctors. We publish our work. We help our patients to address healing from any situation, whether they're toxic from, volatile organic acids, petroleum fumes, heavy metals. And essential to all this is our water. So I'd like to share with you a little bit about our work with this. And again, thank you for the product and the opportunity to share this. So let's go ahead and drop the lights a little bit. I'm probably in your way for some of you people. I don't want to go between these lines. Can we dim the lights here a little bit? There we go. Thank you. All right, so our bodies, minimum, are about 75% water. When you're a newborn baby, you're 85% or a little more. And so we want to talk to you about the quality of this water. When I want a show of hands, how many in the audience here, when you went to your physician, their first question to you was about your water consumption? I don't see any hands. I don't see any hands. Oh, well, maybe a couple. All right. Now, I don't see any of my patients in the crowd here. Are there any from Tesla Longevity? Yeah, there's one. Do I ask questions about water as the first element for every patient coming to my clinic? Yes? Yes, I do. I do. Because I understand the value of water. I understand the value of these core issues as we were hearing about your heart, the way you address things with your emotions as you approach your work or your friends or your family, the love, the unconditional love, the mercy, the forgiveness. Amen to that. So we do address these things in our clinic. So I want to emphasize to you that, in your brain, in your kidneys, in your muscles, in your blood, this water is life-giving. So can we go to our next slide? This is some work. I'm not quite sure if I'm standing. I don't want to be in your way. This is our work from our clinic. We took alkaline water, and we gave it to our patients, and this is the only thing we gave our patients. We didn't change any other parameter. We just said, please consume about half your weight in ounces. So if it was a 200-pound man, it'd be 100 ounces. If it was a 100-pound woman, it's 50 ounces. And we looked at the percent reduction in symptoms, if you look on your left-hand side here, and we looked at pain, we looked at hypertension, cardiac, digestive complaints, blood sugar, diabetes. We looked at their sleep quality, and we looked at their overall sense of energy. And here's our results. We saw these are levels of improvement. So regarding pain, just by adding alkaline water, look at, I had 28% reduction in painful symptoms. So that was noteworthy. Blood pressure, 26% improvement in blood pressure readings. This was a 12-week study that we did, 3 months. Digestive complaints were reduced 20%. Blood sugars were decreased 16% just by drinking enough water, folks. Sleep, the enhancement of sleep was really remarkable in our study. 26% reported improvement in their sleep quality. And then finally, energy, 19%. Thank you. Next, please. All right, so I have this picture up here of the blood vessel man. This is a show going on around. They took real human bodies and they showed the blood vessel nature. Look at all the blood vessels that are in your body, folks. And I want to tell you, if we were to, hook up all the blood vessels and capillaries, it'd be about 25,000 miles. So this passage system in your body is there to conduct fluid, the life, the blood of life, and that needs your water. Next, please. It's another picture of this. Look at in your face, ladies, you want good facial complexion. Look at all the capillaries there. Men, you want strength to your pitch for your Angels or Dodgers. Look at in the torso here, look at in your feet. You don't want to have toe ulcers. You don't want to have claudication, walking, gripping in your calves. You need all this blood flowing, and it's got to have water, folks. Next, please. Look at the brain up here, and look at your kidneys and lungs, okay, and heart. These things are going to stay healthy. Your heart, your brain, your vision, your kidneys, all this is going to stay healthy, folks, if you drink enough water as one of the main components of your health. Next, please. So, I have a little thing here. It says, blood vessels are key to your health, your beauty, and life. And so it's okay to be vain. Get it? It's okay to be vain as long as you protect your arteries. Okay, so a little joke. All right, next, please. All right, so let's talk about why we're drinking this alkaline water. I want to talk to you about a concept called rusting, okay, oxidative stress. So when we combine with oxygen, folks, we are rusting. That's what oxidation is. When you see the iron out there and it gets rusted on your porch. Now, this room here, let's think for a second. In this room, if there was no bomb that went off, no tsunami, nothing terrible happened, and this room we shut the doors and we came back in 500 years. Okay, we'll come back to this room. Do you think I'd be standing on wood here? It would have slowly burned up. The curtains would have become moldy and dropped down. The roof and all these things. Wouldn't this room deteriorate in 500 years? Yes, it would. And why? Because it's slowly burning up. The oxygen in this room is interacting with the curtains, the wood floor here, and so forth. And guess what, folks? You and I are slowly burning up. We're all about 98.6 degrees. We're on a slow cooker, folks. We are absorbing oxygen to do our metabolic processes, and we are slowly burning up. Now here's a picture of the apple, and you can see freshly sliced and then open to the oxygen, it starts browning, okay? I want to tell you, if you're getting bottled water shipped to you, or city water, but in particular buying bottled water, you are having that sunlight hit you like it would burn your skin in a sunburn. That light is hitting the bottle, and that water molecule is burning up. Believe it or not, the H2O molecule is being hit by ultraviolet light and so forth, and knocking off hydrogens, which makes it a free unstable hydroxy radical, an OH, and a free hydrogen on the other side. And this is impacting the water, so this is burnt water in a sense, and that's what you're drinking in a bottle of stagnant water that's probably been in the food transportation system 6 months. Next, please. Now, this is a picture of a cell membrane. Pretend a ultraviolet light radiation came and hit your membrane. Let's pretend that the sunlight burnt you, or chlorine in the pool or in your city water is burning you, or a virus, or heavy metals from the toxic fumes of the airplane, and it's hurting your cell membrane. You're going to want to fix that membrane, right? Anybody who scratched your knee, right? How are you going to fix that cell membrane? You got to have a blood supply to get to your knees. My son was in a motorcycle accident last night, and he was flipped and turned over. He's got bruising and scratches. He's got to have good capillaries to his knees where all those scratches occurred to repair those little holes hit into, whether it's the brain, the eye, the legs, the muscles, wherever you have hurt cell membranes, the inners of that cell membrane, the cell will not work well. So those free radicals coming in hurt it, and you've got to have a capillary to reach that hurt area wherever it is, and you've got to have water to deliver the oxygen, to deliver the red blood cells, to deliver the nutrients, and carry away the waste material, ladies and gentlemen. Next, please. All right, so you can see here, this is ORP. You hear a lot about the oxidation reduction potential of these fluids. Now look to your left, you see soda pop, your city water, your bottled water. And you can see that they have what we call a high ORP. What that means is there's a lot of acid hydrogen. Is hydrogen positive? Yes, hydrogen atoms are positive. I'll show you on an elemental scale here in a second. Negative ORP is where we see more and more alkaline material. The alkaline material, the more alkaline a thing is, the more it's able to absorb and handle acidic material, hydrogen ions. Next, please. Here's a picture of water. With this water, you can see the red part is the oxygen and the two white parts are the hydrogen atoms. And there's symmetry to this, okay? Next, please. A water molecule is happy when the oxygen has its two hydrogens attached to it. It's balanced. Now, when the sunlight or stagnant water in a bottle is just jostled around and stagnant, one of those hydrogens gets knocked off, folks. And then you get the free radical hydrogen, and then you get the imbalanced OH hydroxy radical. These are free radicals hurting your bodies, ladies and gentlemen. Next, please. So the water molecule, if it's just sitting in that bottle, that sparklet water or whatever, I don't know if I can say a name, but delivered water, you get all these old old molecules of water that are floating around disorganized, some hydrogens, some hydroxy radicals, some hydrogens here, and it's mixed up water. What you do when you are reorganizing your water with the Volaqua, which we have in our medical office and we share with our patients, we are reorganizing and helping to put back on the hydrogen, balance that water, make it more alkaline, energize and mineralize it, and filter it. Next, please. So here's the acidic, damaged water, free radical hydrogens, and hydroxyl. Next, yeah, it comes through. You can see it should pop up. There it is. See the organization of the water that's balanced on the left? When molecules of water have both their hydrogens on, and then this is the oxygen, then they align better. They get in a better alignment, and they can compact better. They can be smaller groups with more water in it. Does your body need water? Yes. Do you want, when you drink that water, to be a good, healthy, organized water that is not bringing you acid, free radical hydroxyl ions or hydrogen ions? No, you don't want to do that. But that's what you're getting in bottled stagnant water or any stagnant water. That's why all these streams and stuff and bubbled mountain water are helping to organize, oxygenate, mineralize your water. That's what we see in natural occurring streams. This occurs because of the mineral content of the ore that they're going through and the actual electric charge of those ores at the time. Next, please. All right, so here we have a demonstration on your right, no, on your left, of the disorganized globulates of free radical stagnant hurt water. And then on the left you see the tinier little organized water that can get into you. And they can get into your cells. They can get into my son's knee and skin better. They can hydrate your skin better so that he will heal more quickly. Next, please. So it's a choice between having irritated, disorganized, free radical hydrogen and hydroxyl atoms versus a nice organized, smaller water organized thing, which this does for you when you take it. Next, please. Now here's the chart, the elemental chart, and I just wanted to show you that the tiniest atom up there is on your left at the top there. That's the hydrogen atom. And the more hydrogen atoms that are floating around, what is that called, ladies and gentlemen? pH. pH. The potential hydrogen concentration of any solution is the acidity of that solution, right? So if you have more free floating around hydrogen atoms, then what's going to happen is that's going to be a more and more acidic solution. All right? More hydrogen atoms floating around, the tiniest little one we know of, the more acidic it is. Here's an experiment. If you hold your breath, then acid is going to build up in you. You're going to get more acidic, right? Right? because you have to constantly have getting rid of your toxins. So if you hold your breath, you can't get rid of this waste, and hydrogen items are part of that. And the way you get rid of it is you blow out CO2, okay? Right? All right, so we have to get these things lowered. Next, please. So we measure the pH. We would like our pH to be neutral at the least. Alkalinity would move the pH to an 8, to a 9, and as high as a 14, and as low as a 1. So half the chart is acid, half the chart is alkaline. And we would like, when we're hydrating ourselves, not eating, when we're taking in water to replenish our body and fill up our blood vessels and clean us out, we want alkaline water. We don't recommend drinking the Valaqua water with meals because we want the acid in your stomach to work on chewing up your food. So we tell our patients, take your water separate between your meals, okay? All right, next please. Here is a chart. I don't know if you can see it clearly all the way in the back, but you can see some fluids and the amount of pH-free hydrogen ions floating around. The more acidic you are, like battery acid is at the bottom here, okay? So do you know that a Coca-Cola has a pH of about 1.5 and is very acidic? Why would you drink that, ladies and gentlemen, plus all the high fructose sugar in it, okay? No, we want to be hydrating our body with what we're made of, 75 to 80% water, for hydrating us, for getting in the cell. And so we are doing this in between our meals, and we can get a pH easily in the 9s with our Valaqua water with our patients. Next, please. Next, yeah. So this is just another example of pH and some examples like rainwater where that comes in. It's pretty acidic, folks. Look at how acid your rainwater is. Stomach acid is a 2, battery acid, and then we look down here at adding baking soda. Some of you have been doing that, or your patients will tell you about that. Ammonia, it would be caustic, and 2 is alkaline. So we want to be somewhere between 7 and a 9, 9.5. Next, please. Here's another example of lemon juice. Lemon juice makes the pH about 2. What's another example? Milk of magnesia has a pH about 10. So if any of you want these slides, I'll be happy to share them with the main office and they can show it to you. Next, please. This gentleman, Paul Warburg, came up with a statement that cancer is caused by lack of oxygen, and it exists in an acidic body. He got the Nobel Prize in 1931 for this. So ladies and gentlemen, we knew that if you don't have enough circulation and you don't get your oxygen to your tissues and they're getting dried out and aged, you're going to have an angry inside of that cell, and that cell will likely turn malignant. So the acid state of your cells and the low oxygen, called hypoxia is low oxygen, happens when you get dried out, your pipes get dried out, and you can't get your blood circulating to all your parts of your body. So next, it makes sense to drink alkaline water to have an impact on that. There are many books written about it. I'm not the only one. We have known for years, even back to 1931 where the Nobel Prize was given, to well hydrate yourself, to get the oxygen around. Next, please. You can see there's other books that have been telling you about memory impact, your kidney function, your cardiovascular, your high blood pressure, water, and you saw in my own studies how this reduced the incidence of our 6 parameters we studied in our office. Next, please. So everything has to begin with drinking water, because that's what you come out as a baby, a newborn, about 85%. And you can see, I think you'll click it again, what Kevin referred to, these many areas like Lourdes, France, and Germany. These sites have water that is naturally bubbling through earthen mineral underneath, and it becomes alkalized and mineralized. Next, please. And then here's an example of what we call lipofuscin MOX. As you get older, you see those aging liver spots. How many of you heard of liver spots? You start getting it on your skin. Well, your skin's getting dried out, and the capillaries to your skin cannot pull away the free radical hydroxyl ions I was telling you about and the acidic hydrogen ions, and you start building up these dump centers in a part of your skin. Next, please. Look, here's an example of the facial wrinkling you see in the aged, those who are in the sunshine. And so we are trying to reduce, ladies and gentlemen, not only the obvious skin wrinkling, but the same things happening inside your bodies if you don't have enough water in you. So if you're wrinkling on the outside, what do you think's happening to the rest of your arteries and stuff, and they crack and you get a stroke and bleed with a hemorrhagic stroke? Next, please. All right, so what we do is make water foundational in the conversation. Everyone coming to our medical office, to our doctors there, they have to answer how many ounces they're drinking on the average per day. And we share with them information about the Volaqua. I have it sitting right behind my desk, and I reach for it and fill up a glass. I offer each of my patients a glass of Volaqua. And I tell them the importance of water. It happens every single time. So if you've been at my clinic for 13 years, every time you see me, I ask you about how much water you're drinking. I have studies that have shown in my patient population that water reduces pain of the joints and body. Water increases the energy. Water reduces your blood sugar. The water increase the or reduce the blood pressure and help the digestion and improve the sleep. We have studies that have shown this. We understand the biochemistry of it. We explain this to our patients. We are very thankful to have a portable, affordable unit of water that filters it if the electricity went out, if the power dropped off the grid. You have in your home and for your family the ability to filter that water, okay, even if it's stagnant water, through it to purify it from things that would make you ill. It has the ability to mineralize it, alkalize it, and energize it. So, long and short of it, I endorse this very much because I've been using it since it first came out. I want to thank you for this, and I recommend that you continue sharing this and help the patient's health or your friend's health just by giving them water. So thank you for this opportunity. Appreciate it.